So you wanna play Berserker, huh? Well, do you like doing insane amounts of damage while running around like an absolute madman carrying what is easily a main anime protagonist-sized sword completely ravaging everything in your path all the while skipping leg day at the gym? Yeah? Huh. Interesting. Well, get comfy then, because this is Berserker. Berserker is an exceptionally heavy-hitting melee damage dealer. He has abilities that hit like a truck, but also take quite a bit of time to execute as they have pretty long animations. This greatsword-wielding lunatic is considered to be one of the easiest, or apiest, yes, I did just make this word up, classes in the game. You know, normally, ape together strong and all, but here this ain't the case. As Berserker, you'll be slapping cheeks left and right on your own. Well, at least while in frenzy state, that is. You see, Amidamaru here has one or two anger management issues, but instead of getting him a proper psychologist, the devs decided to build the entire class around that. And so, the Berserker's identity was born. Burst mode is a charging gauge that fills up with each successful skill that you land on an enemy. I feel like I've described this before. Anyways, you fill up the identity gauge and once full you're able to enter your berserked or burst mode state. While this is active, movement speed is increased by 20% and crit chances increased by 30%. You also get a much cooler auto attack animation as well as a new skill called Bloody Rush, which is quite nice and does a good amount of damage. I like to call this fun mode time, because in this state, the Berserker doesn't feel like he's on life support every time you try to do one of your slow ass, long animation ass skills. However, just like all good things, this mode also has to come to an end. After some time, the Berserker calms down and returns to his boring, clumsy state. Not only this, but for the next 30 seconds you are unable to generate Rage Gauge. I'm proud of this one. Don't let this intimidate you, as there is a solution. Introducing the first class engraving, Berserker's Technique. The effect of this engraving is very simple, much like the class itself. While in burst mode, you do up to 50% more critical damage. The more important part of this engraving though is the fact that even from level 1 it removes the downtime where you're unable to generate Rage Gauge. This allows for a much smoother gameplay experience as you're able to maintain your burst mode a lot more. Now, this sure sounds a lot better for Berserker, but there is still that 10 to 20% downtime where you're generating your gauge, and that feels exactly like being back in the retirement home knitting away as the days go by. This is where the second Berserker engraving comes to play. Mayhem allows you to stay in your new, edgier darkened burst mode. Damage is increased by 18% and movement speed by 15%. With this engraving, you stay in burst mode indefinitely. In return, however, you are capped at 25% of your maximum health. To counteract this, the Berserker takes 65% less damage from enemies. This, in my opinion, is easily the more fun and rewarding engraving of the two, but your mileage may vary, so give them both a go. Both versions of the Berserker utilize pretty much the same hard-hitting skills and combos. Finish Strike, Hellblade, Tempest Smash, Strike Wave, and a few others are a fantastic example of strong hitting but slow casting skills that are essential for the Berserker. Another crucial skill is Red Dust. Now, here is where there is a choice. You can choose to either apply a debuff that allows you to do 30% more damage to the boss, or a debuff that gives the entire party a flat 12% damage increase, making you a great team player. Let's be honest though, we will always pick the self buff, because remember, up is strong, and strong means a lot of damage. Unlike the skill selection though, depending on which type of rage you go with, your choice of engravings could differ. Berserker's Technique users should look into grabbing Grudge, Curse Doll, and Supercharge. Edgy Zerkers will also use those, but they might want to look into grabbing Champion's Tenacity or Raid Captain first, as they provide damage increase based on movement speed. There is of course a difference between the two Berserker engravings when it comes to stats distribution as well. Berserker's Technique users should look into specialization in crit or swiftness, as they need that gauge generation, while Mayhem users should invest entirely in crit and swiftness. As per with a lot of other classes, increased skill cast speed runes are a very nice quality of life. And yeah, that's about it. Not much more to discuss, as Berserker is a fairly mechanically simple class. However, due to his long animations, he can prove to be challenging to play properly, especially versus some of the more agile bosses. So be careful, or you might just really get sent to the retirement home. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. When you press V, your sword gets bigger and you slam it on the ground, making an insane shockwave. Have fun! Thank you for watching another one of my light guides. The Berserker class was really interesting to me, as he looks pretty shallow at first glance, but in reality there is quite a bit to the class once you get to actually try him out. Anyways, make sure to like if you did, and maybe drop a sub and a comment. I would definitely appreciate that. Quick reminder, my Twitch is in the description below if you feel like checking me out there as well. Anyways, I hope you're all excited as much as I am for the EUNA release, and I wish you a fantastic time in the world of Arcasia. Well, I was Wes, and until next time, bye bye!